Today, we are going to go over what a functional analysis is, why we use them as BCBAs, and how to conduct one. First off, functional analyses are different from functional behavior assessments, which are an entirety of a report done in order to gain information about the function of a particular behavior, which can include interviews, scatterplot data, ABC data, and more. Functional analyses are just one component of the FBA in order to give more information about the hypothesized function of a target behavior. Importantly, functional analyses are an experimental design, meaning that there is a direct manipulation of antecedents and consequences in order to determine the function of the behavior. In other words, there's a direct manipulation of the independent variable, which changes based on the condition that we are currently implementing. And I just want to give you guys a definition provided by the Cooper textbook, so it's there for you to read. Moving forward, these are our 4 conditions, including the play control condition. And it's important to include that one so we can gather baseline data and see how often the target behavior is expected to occur in the natural environment. So our first condition is the control condition, the play condition, and no demands are placed on the child in this condition. He or she has access to all preferred items and reinforcers, and it should be noted that the problem behavior or target behaviors are typically low as the client has access to all these items, but it still does provide the BCB with important information for baseline data. And it's typically done in the child's natural environment in order to create the most realistic testing conditions. The first test condition we are going to discuss is the attention condition. And in this condition, no demands are placed on the child, but when the target behavior occurs, attention is given immediately. So if the target behavior targeted to decrease his tantrum, once the child engages in the tantrum behavior, the adult will immediately provide attention. So if the problem behavior stops, then one can conclude that at least one of the functions of the tantrum behavior is to gain socially immediate access to attention. As stated on the slide, attention is only given if the target behavior occurs. At no other point should attention be given. The next test condition we will discuss is the alone condition. And in this condition, the child is left completely alone in a room with no access to materials, toys, preferred items, or reinforcers, but there are also no consequences given for any behaviors, including the target behavior. Obviously, if the target behavior is self-injurious behavior and can seriously harm the child, then accommodations need to be made. But here we are looking to see if the behavior occurs without any consequences. So if it does, that may tell us that a function of the target behavior could be sensory, in which the child receives automatic reinforcement. The next test condition we are going to discuss is the escape condition. So here a demand is placed by the person implementing the functional analysis or someone trained in the child's natural environment. Occurs within the child's natural routines. And if the target behavior occurs when the demand is placed, the demand is immediately removed. If the target behavior stops, then that tells us that a possible function of the behavior is to escape demands. Again, if these demands are consistently removed when the target behavior occurs, it is negatively being reinforced as an aversive stimulus is removed following the behavior, making it more likely in the future. And the last test condition is the tangible condition. In this condition, reinforcers are provided to the child and then they are taken away. If the target behavior occurs, the tangibles are given immediately back to the child. If the target behavior stops, then we can conclude that the function of the target behaviors is to gain access to tangibles. If this happens regularly in the natural environment, then the target behavior is being positively reinforced through access to tangibles. And I just wanted to give you a more condensed picture of all the conditions, the antecedents to those conditions, and the consequences for problem behavior. And here is just an example of what the data might look like in a functional analysis. So for this particular one, the target behavior on the y-axis is the delusional statements per minute. And over the sessions, you can see on the bottom that the delusional statements per minute were much higher in the attention condition, which leads the BCBA to conclude that the function of the delusional statements is to gain socially mediated access through attention, as it is a lot higher than any other condition, including the control. And these are our references. And that is what a functional analysis is. Thank you.